for tuning in to part 3 of my salon organization, or nail salon organization, I guess. This part 3, I'm going to cover my glitter and art supplies organization. So we'll jump in. Okay, so if you watched part 1 and part 2, then you'll know kind of what the swatches are and what this magnet board is. So let me just give you a big, large view here. My acrylic colors that was on part 2, my gel polish in the middle, which was part 1, and then we have my glitter and nail art supplies on part 3. So these swatches are exactly the same as the other ones. They are labeled by number, corresponding with the jars up here. So I'm looking for 273. I can come up here and find, why can't I see? 273 over here. These are all mainly categorized by color also, except for my magpie glitters are on their own separate swatch because they are my favorite color. So this is usually the swatch I hand my clients first, unless they know a specific color, but if we're trying to just decide on a type of color, I hand them this swatch because they are the best. And then, so if you watch part 2, I show you how I use these jars and how I glue them up there. So go watch that so you don't have to repeat that and bore you guys to death. So, okay, so this is a bunch of nail art supplies. So I haven't finished numbering these. I've gotten to, let's see, 577. Okay, that's farther than I thought. But I still have a couple rows to go. So types of things that I put in here are my jewels, my Swarovski crystals, pearls. I have chunky glitters, caviar beads, little decals. I have Fimo clays, shapes, lots of different, charms. I have tons and tons of stuff up here. How I keep this organized is not on a swatch though, because it's a little bit harder to see with this much stuff. So I actually organize it in this booklet. I'll put this right here. So this book, it's like a cardboard book that I got from Walmart. I have these magnets on there so I can keep it on the wall, and I've got decorative paper here. But then I have it organized by what type. So if they want Swarovski crystals, they can just choose from the ones that we have here, different rhinestones, pearls, caviar beads, a bunch of different shapes here, some studs, mylars, leaves, flowers. So they're all kind of separated here. I'm gonna have a second book because the ones that I haven't done are not gonna fit in categories on there. So I'll have a second book that I'll put up there, but that's how my clients can choose. So if they know they want something like that, I just hand them this book and they are easily able to choose. These are also numbered as well. So she wants this crystal, it's number 9. I come up here by number 9 and I can use them. These are different types of jars than the one I have my acrylic and glitter in. These ones I got for a really cheap price online, which is why I used them instead, and I bought tons of them so that I could make sure all of my art ones look the same. Now I do have I have a lot of art stuff that's not up there that I organize a different way because it doesn't fit in jars. So I'll show you that now. Okay, so the art stuff that we most often use are in these 2 drawer sets it's in between my desk and my mom's desk. So let's look at these here. And these are not perfectly organized here, but they work for us. So in here is all of our stamping polishes. We keep them, they're not really numbered because we don't have tons of them, so I'm able to just grab the color that I need and do my stamping with it. Stamping, we have a spot for stamping plates we need to put back because when we're working and we're busy, we don't always have time to put it in the right spot. So our stamping supplies are in the top. Okay, and the second drawer is all of our glitter art paints. So these are not art paints that I put in my container that you saw on part 1. These are little jars. Let's see if I can open it. that have glitter art paints. These ones I don't like to store in my container because they dry out too quickly because of the glitter in them. So I keep those in here, and because I don't use them like as crazy as I use regular colors, if I just need a glitter one, I just pull it out of here and find it. Third drawer is my hard gel. So I have a couple different brands in here, just random things that we need. So I don't carry hard gel colors because that's not part of the services that I offer, but I do offer hard gel as like an overlay. And so we store just these different pots right here so they're easily accessible. One of the best things though is we have this magnet, or it's just like a piece of sheet metal. Just this metal under there so that, you know, the jars get really sticky and gross. So that way it doesn't ruin my drawer if I decide I need to use this drawer for something else. Okay, bottom drawer is our stamping supplies. So this is organized by number also because we have so many stamping plates. So let's look at this book. This book is what keeps all of our stamping things for the clients to choose from. So my mom did all of this. She's awesome because I hate doing this kind of crap. But so she's taken a stamping plate. So these stamping plates, and she picks it up in black, stamps it on one of those white circles we saw earlier, and then numbers it all by putting on the back. So this one's 444. So that's right in there. So then they're all done by that. So and then these are all categorized by theme also. So these are all flowers, random things, patterns, bunch of different patterns. So we don't always fill a card if there's not always stuff for it to be filled with. So my mom's really big into stamping, so that's why we have so many. She loves them. So this one's categorized by Easter, 4th of July, Halloween and fall. Got some more Halloween on there. Christmas. Disney, this one's a really popular one. Cowboy. So yeah, we have a ton of different stamps. The leaves, I use those a lot in the fall too. Those are really fun. Okay, so we have that. So let's take a look at how we find them. So if I want, let's see, I don't know why, I don't need to be picky. Okay, so I want number 383. That's what my clients picked out. I come down here, and all of them are stored in these books. And so I know that 383 is going to be in this larger book. Can flip through here. And then there's 383. I can just slide it out of the pocket and use it. And then I know right where I need to put it in. So on the front of the page, it has 383. And then on the back, it has 383. So that I can put it away nice and easy. So we have several books because they don't all fit in one. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books to choose from. So that's how we organize stamps. Okay. Come over to this other set of drawers. The top, or some of these are not really full with just our standard stuff, like the top one and the bottom one my mom has her things in. This one we have some of these shapes that we need to transfer to the other jars, and some marble tins. This one is where all of our foils are. So we have a ton of different foils. I love the magpie ones, but these are the ones that we let our clients pick from are in these booklets. We don't have these numbered or anything because we just let them look through and pick what they want of these because we don't have tons of them. So the textured one has all of our design ones, or print ones that you could call it. So they can pick through here. We have a lot of flowers. That's mainly what this is. There's a couple of different designs in the back, but that's where all the foils are. And then the smaller plain one is all of our plain colored foils. So we can find them nice and easy in there. Okay, so then of course in part 1 of my desk organization, you guys saw where I keep my other art supplies. But so I have my art brushes handy here, my dotting tools right there as well, a couple art brushes, and then the stuff I use for hand painting is in my jar here. So all the art gels that come in little pots, I store them in this tin. This tin is a watercolor paint tin from Amazon. I can link it. And then it has these little containers that I can fill. The containers are cheap enough that if these things get kind of gross, I can just, like, and they're empty, I can just chuck them instead of clean it up and just add new colors. So I like to keep my art paints in here because I do a lot of hand painting and I like them to be easily accessible. I don't like to have to open the little jars every time I need them and close the jars. That's way too time consuming and I'm always in a time crunch. I'm trying to get things done as quickly and efficiently as possible. So I have everything stored in this tin and then I stick it in my art drawer right in there. And my art brushes are just right there, easy to grab. Okay, so that concludes our art supply 1. And that concludes all of our sections. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that inspires you to get more organized or to give you new ideas if you're struggling. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.